OpenAI seemingly looks like they need money, right? They've lost roughly about what, 5 billion in the last year with a B. I want to know what their research is telling them that there's people looking to spend this. What's up? What's up? What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of Autonomous Income. I'm your co-host, Deuce Noble.
And I'm your co-host, DJ. What's going on today, Deuce?
What the reports are stating is, right, OpenAI has announced a pricing structure for these agents that they are going to cater various market segments, right? They have three distinct tiers. The low-end agents are going to be priced around $2,000 per month, which is targeting high-income knowledge workers. Their mid-tier agent is going to be around $10,000 per month, which is designed for software development tasks. Their high-end agent, upwards of $20,000 per month, functioning as a PhD level research assistant, so handling tasks along those lines.
That's crazy. It's OpenAI, right? I mean, they are probably the biggest name that's out there, right? When people kind of think about chatbots and AI as it is right now, my thought is that people would think of OpenAI first, right? Or ChatGPT, like that might be the most well-known product that's kind of out there, and definitely company for that measure. And as the TechCrunch article says, it's unclear when these agentic tools might launch or which customers will be eligible to purchase them. But the information notes that SoftBank. So we have to
is
think,
it worth it?
with these prices, is it worth, well, and then do we get into the point where is this where job displacement may happen because of, the capabilities? And of course, you don't want to get too far ahead. You want to see it, exactly what they're available to. But if we're talking about PhD type of research and just, different type of facets of what these agentic models.
Okay, so if we're talking 20K a month, right, that's what, over 120 for the year? That's no cheap, just write-off, right? That is very steep. I want to know what these numbers are. Like, let's say, for example, me as a software developer, how much does it cost a company to keep me on payroll? Not just pay me, because that's not including my full package of what it costs them to keep me, right? Do you think it's more than 20K a month? That's hard.
Yeah, if it's a big tech company, I mean, because there's like the benefit,
Right.
there's basically your total compensation package, right? I would think it
Oh,
could exceed that,
that's
especially if you have restricted
crazy.
stock units. I mean, if you have, you won't have to give it an agent equity in your company, right? So,
You won't. You're
I
right.
mean, honestly, you just won't. There won't be equity there.
I'm just so curious. Like, this is so steep, right? If this comes price of 20K a month, I need unlimited prompts. If I was spending 20K every month, like, is this going to be a subscription? Cancel any time? Like, that's kind of hard to just cancel a 20K subscription, bro. Like, do I get a free trial?
Man, I just, like my thing is just, and I think we could get really ahead of ourselves anytime because like as these new pieces of functionality, like we've been through it all, right? Like I mean, even prior to LLMs becoming, really prominent out there in the market, and a lot of people like, kind of delving into that space, like, just traditional models and using those in like consumer facing experiences, right? Like we've been through that. And I don't know how the integration will look in the stack or how it will, manage the orchestration, but I mean, apparently like it will automatically do a lot of things.
You got to think, who's putting together the price package for this? You got to think. OpenAI seemingly looks like they need money, right? They've lost roughly about what, 5 billion in the last year with a B. But I mean, in essence, they're not necessarily profitable at that point, right? I want to know what their research is telling them that there's people looking to spend this. I'm not a PhD research person, but I feel like there may be instances where 20K a month is really a drop in the bucket if you think about what PhD research really does and how much they might spend on certain things.
And I think initially they'll probably work with somebody they're probably working with somebody now to kind of to use this, and so they can use that as a MVP use case or like a persona to say, hey, look what we did for XYZ company with whatever agent, that they deployed in their stack that was able to do whatever the outcome is, right? But it looks like they're targeting enterprise clients willing to pay a premium for automation at scale.
OpenAI's loss in over 5 billion last year came from running a lot of their services and expenses to, run a lot of the LLMs that they came out with, right? Now that they're coming out with, this agent or these agents, I would say, for subscription agents, will it cost even more to run those services to support those agents? How much is it going to cost them to run a $20,000 agent on the back end if someone, subscribes to it? Is it going to balance out for them, right?
Sam Altman said that OpenAI that they were running low on GPUs, or that they need more GPUs. I mean, this brings up what you're saying. If you frame that right, what kind of capacity can they handle, right? Like,
OpenAI is very ambitious for this vision, but it's backed by their substantial financial report, apparently, and research and projected revenue growth that they are anticipating that these new agents will contribute up to 20 to 25% of its total revenue in the future. I wonder how long it's going to take for that to recoup, because 20 to 25% of its total revenue, however, that's nearly a quarter of your revenue, but that other 75%, 75 to 80% it's going to be interesting how they poise themselves to get that right. We're in that era, that phase right now of like rapid movement, and it's almost hard to keep up with everything, right? But this is why we're here. So hey, whoever got the bag and wants to invest in that 20K agent, or you don't got to go that deep in your bag and just get the $2,000 agent. Let me know. I want to see what type of props you got.
it's interesting. Always a pleasure. Yeah, make sure to like and subscribe, and definitely, if you guys have questions or any, topics, or if you want us to dig deeper into anything, we have interviews lined up. Deuce, like some of the people in the academia space that you mentioned, like in the AI research that are right now, that we'll be bringing on, so we can kind of talk to there. And also just looking at different ways that, like, there's a lot of talks about large language models and all these other things,
Hey,
but
not just
even
boxing,
boxing
sports
is getting
in
into,
general.
AI, and a lot of the sports. A lot of sports in general are they have different use cases that they're exploring as it is right now. So innovation teams are cooking right now when it comes to.
Well, I would say they're expanding. I would say not just sports, but they're expanding the sports reach, right? Because you got to think, a lot of sports like football, of course, it's been there. We've seen those gen stats that Amazon does for the NFL, right? But they're really expanding their reach in a lot of different things and areas. So it's really cool. But yeah, we got some cool stuff coming up to talk about. And as always, you guys like, comment, subscribe, and share. And we'll see y'all on the next one.